Alright guys, this video is a little bit overdue. If you guys followed Hot Rod Drag Week this year, you will have noticed that there was a distinct lack of the Nelsons there. And today we're going to talk about why that was. Basically what it comes down to is we had issue after issue with the two cars that we intended to take, one of which you see sitting here next to me. Now, the reason that we were not at Drag Week this year sort of boils down to parts failures and supply chain delays. And since we were not going to make it to Drag Week, I really wanted the next video of this car to be of it doing something cool. And unfortunately, that was not an easy task. And sort of what it comes down to is the same thing that we've been dealing with on the car from the very beginning, and that is transmission failures. Now, if you guys watched the last video on this car, you will know that we are about to put a 4L80E transmission into the car in replacement of the Transbrake Turbo 400. Now, the reason that we wanted to do this was for overdrive and lockup, and what you will notice right off the bat is the 4L80E is sitting on the floor next to the car. Now, we did all the modifications that were required to install this into the car, which included modifying the transmission tunnel, as well as getting a shorter drive shaft and reworking our transmission crossmember. Now, one of my favorite sayings that Jay Marr from Real Street Performance, I don't know if he came up with it, but he frequently repeats, is what does NEW stand for? NEW stands for never ever worked. And unfortunately, our newly refreshed 4L80E did not work. So I took the transmission out of the car, we rebuilt it completely a time or two. I had the valve body off a half dozen times, and we just could not get past why the forward clutches kept slipping in the transmission. And the last time that I pulled the transmission out of the car, I noticed this nice blue ring on my torque converter, which I later found out was the lockup clutch frying itself in the torque converter. Now, the billet back face of the torque converter is made of stainless steel, and for stainless steel to have turned that dark blue color that you see, it would have to see around 900 to 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and that is on the outside of the torque converter. I can only imagine what the inside looks like, so I had to send it back. So my theory with this 4L80E is something in the transmission was either causing the lockup clutch to apply when I was trying to do my brake boosting in the driveway, or something in the torque converter is screwed up, which is causing the lockup clutch to get jammed up. So I decided we're putting the 400 back into it. So we bought this guy right here. This is a Hughes built Turbo 400. Now, it is not directly from Hughes. It has been through quite a bit of use, and one of the local trans builders to us actually rebuilt the thing recently, and apparently it was ready to rock. What we found out was it was not ready to rock. And what we found is that this transmission did not make line pressure. Now, it is very important for your transmission to have line pressure. It's kind of hard to apply clutches and apply bands and whatnot in the transmission without hydraulic pressure. So I had to tear it back out of the car. Now, what I hoped to find was that the pump in the transmission was either damaged or maybe the pressure regulator was stuck. And when I tore it apart, it generally looked okay, but I was kind of living on hopes and dreams. So I just installed a known good Turbo 400 pump into the transmission, and I hoped that that would fix the problem. needless to say, I was pretty bummed when the pump replacement did not fix that Hughes transmission, and I'm proud to say that the transmission that we just put together has line pressure and has gears. So we are getting very close to dropping this thing down off of the jack stands and taking it for a drive, but that wasn't the only failure that we had to deal with on this car. Well, that's not good. There you go. It's pretty beat. Front, back. Here you go. That's the back side. Oh, wow. Here it goes. Perfect. Ta-da! All right, 6.5. am super bummed that the 4L80E did not work out. I would have loved to have the overdrive and lockup for drag and drive. And frankly, one of the things that I'm most disappointed by is a company, Ottawa Drive Shaft, reached out to me and offered to build me a drive shaft for the car to complete the conversion. And unfortunately, we're not able to use that drive shaft. This is one of the nicest drive shafts that I have ever had in my possession. If you guys need a drive shaft, go check them out for sure. I am super disappointed that we're not going to be able to run this piece on the car. We'll just have to use it on something else. Because of all the things that we went through on the car, that's why we didn't make it to Drag Week. Hopefully we will be able to make it to another drag and drive very soon. We're looking at 6 Summer actually at the moment as our potential next drag and drive, and frankly I want to get way more test time on our drag and drive cars so that we can be ready and get all of the dumb failures out of the way and give us enough time to fix any potential issues. If the Volvo taught us anything, we have gotten to the point where we need to spend enough time before the event getting the car ready for the event so that we can get all the bugs ironed out and make sure it doesn't do anything dumb at 150 miles per hour. And because of that, we're not going to Sick Week. In fact, we are looking at the 6 Summer event that happens a little bit later in the year because we need to get these cars built in time with enough opportunity to make sure that they are dialed. So I hope you'll follow us along on that journey. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.